able to gain the upper hand when you are dealing with a narcissist in any kind of a negotiation, then you're going to want to watch this video because I'm spilling all the tea. Hey, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am a narcissist negotiation expert. I've also been recognized by U.S. News as one of the best lawyers in America. I'm also the best-selling author of Slay the Bully, How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. And on this channel, I share all my secrets on how to shift that power dynamic so that you can grab your power back. Real resources so that you can shut them down and stop that manipulation. Grab that upper hand. Finally take your power back so you can finally have your life back, right? Break free from hell. Does that sound good to you? Well, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell. Crush it, right? Let me guide you on getting that upper hand when dealing with narcissists. If you've ever felt powerless in dealing with that manipulative or self-centered person, then you are in the right place. All right. So here's the challenge of dealing with a narcissist. They're super charming. They're super, stealth when they're, when you're dealing with them. Somebody asked me one time, what's the difference between dealing with a narcissist and dealing with an asshole? You can spot an asshole. You stay away from them. Narcissists are charming. They know how to make you love them at the beginning. An asshole, you'd be like, I'm not going near that person. You don't recognize the narcissist until you're already in it. When I was growing up, there was something called the Roach Motel. Roaches would come on in. Ooh, well, this looks pretty good. And then they'd be stuck in there. Oof. Their tagline used to be roaches go in, but they can't get out or something like that. That's how it feels like with narcissists, right? You're stuck in there. Once you're in there, it's like this web, and then they're starting to suck all the life out of you. It kind of feels like that, except unless you have the slay method. Yes. That should be our new tagline. Yes, unless you have the slay method, then you can get out of the Roach Motel, right? This is how you get out, right? So this is how you have that upper hand in dealing with the narcissist. Here's the challenge in dealing with them. They have no boundaries. I mean, they're going to go after you with everything. There's this, they have this basically brain situation that they have going on where they're going to their limbic system will take over, and they don't think from rational, they don't think from reasonable, they only think from their emotional center of their brain. They have this phenomenon called splitting, where they're now only thinking from I have to get this person. I have to do what I need to do in order to take this person down, in order to get them, in order to have, because with a narcissist, it's black or white for them. And there's a phenomenon called splitting. And so for them, the slightest thing can trigger them. And once they've been triggered, then, they are now feeling like you're against them. And once you're against them, then that perceived threat takes over. And now you're in that discard phase. And now you become public enemy number one. And so during that time, that narcissistic injury has been triggered, and they're afraid of that humiliation, that shame, that being exposed. Their reaction can almost be disproportionate to the situation. So they're going to start going after you by filing false pleadings, filing motions, right? Doing all sorts of things, lining up their flying monkeys and doing all sorts of things that might not seem rational. And that limbic system is now taking over what normally might be reasonable cognitive functions, propelling them into an emotional state that overrides any sort of rational response. And honestly, during that period of time, they will do things that often is self-inflicted harm, frankly. Meaning that it adversely affects themselves. So, they will take themselves down to take you down. I mean, I've seen them burn their own businesses to the ground to not pay alimony or whatever, because they're not thinking clearly. They're only thinking in terms of, let me do what I need to do to inflict pain upon the other person. And so when you're dealing with that type of a person, you have to deal with this type of a person in a way that's different than you are with a regular, rational, reasonable person in negotiations. All right. So negotiating with a narcissist is a whole different animal than negotiating with a rational, reasonable person who says, you know what, let's not have to pay attorney's fees. And let's think about how we can get to the end of the road here in a rational, reasonable way. You have to recognize that they're going to be gaslighting, they're going to be playing the victim, they're going to be intimidating, all that sort of thing. So you have to set clear boundaries right from the beginning. You can't fall for this trap that they're going to be, trying to, nicely collaborate with you at the beginning. You have to avoid emotional reactions, because if you do, they're going to use that against you. Any kind of emotional reaction, they will definitely be using against you. I always say they set traps, they go fishing, and they say things that they know are going to trigger you. So they purposely say things they know are going to trigger you. So they know that if being careful with money is really, really important to you, they're going to say that you're terrible with money. That's the first thing that they're going to say, because they know that you're going to come blazing out of your, saddle with, what are you saying? You know that I'm great with money, and there they have you. So never defend yourself. That's one thing that I say all the time. Never defend yourself. Never defend yourself. Because the minute you start defending yourself, now you're in it. Now you're done. You're in. You're in the mud. You're down. Have a plan where you go. You have a scope. You have an agenda, you have a time limit. So that's one thing. You're going to fluff for favor, vomit later, where you can actually go and fluff up their ego a little bit to get a little something that you give them, a little something that they want, to get a little something that you want, which is, I call ethically manipulating the manipulator. It's a strategy. It's a strategy, right? So strategies for effective communication. Staying focused on your topic, know what you want ahead of time. And I always say, make sure you have your, what I call choke point ahead of time before you walk into the room. Some people call it a vomit point, but know what you want ahead of time. Know what your risk analysis is. Using I statements instead of you statements, things like that. Making sure that you take time to breathe, what I call cool words, so that you can, chill out a little bit if you need to, or observe their behavior, observe what's going on in the room, let it go by you. Just let their words go by you. Just watch them go by. Like I always say, like dodgeball. Oh, I see that just went by. I see you just said that. That's nice. You don't do anything about it, because you just have to start seeing things like like they're a toddler in the room, right? And then words are like just being positive, have a positive affirmation, a positive word. So, having strategies so that you can actually start to feel more positive. So just some things that you can do to gain an upper hand in dealing with them. Because if you don't have these strategies, you will be sunk. I would definitely get my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet, winmynegotiation.com. Start with that. It's a free 15-page e-booklet that will help you. Join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. That will also help you get started. If you don't have access to therapy, make sure you go to betterhelp.com/Rebecca Zung to get access to therapy. It's a sponsor that we have on our channel. We receive commissions on it. It does not cost you any extra. It is just resources that we have vetted for you so that you have access to resources that you can trust. Just, make sure you stay calm. Make sure you have boundaries. Recognizing their tactics, having strategies and tactics at your disposal will help you. I know that you can do this. I want you to put that in the comments. I can do this. Put that in the comments right now. I can do this, because you can. I've helped literally thousands of people through my Slay program, 40 million people at least on this channel as of today. Who knows by the time you're watching this, but these work. I've helped people in 160 countries, on every single continent, in every state in the United States. It literally does work. It will help you too. Promise. But you have to believe it. You have to believe it. Otherwise, nobody can help you. It starts with you believing it. And together we can do this as a community. Knowing that you're not alone helps you so much too. So if you like this, make sure you like it, make sure you share it so that other people can have access to this as well. And, know that together we can lift each other, we can empower each other, we can give each other access to information like this and build that information. Stop yourself from that, from that manipulation. Know those signs. It's important to have self-awareness like this, have that self-care, have that support. You guys can do this. The next video that I want you to watch, just so that you are fully ready, is learn this to become non-reactive to a narcissist. Learn this to become non-reactive to a narcissist. So important when you are negotiating with a narcissist. So learn this to become non-reactive to a narcissist. So we're going to go watch that video together. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that now. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, they only win if you give in. Today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. And I will see you in that next video.